Afternoon, everybody. David Hall here, and I am going to show you some updates to Google Forms. The first I want to show you is a new question that they have, and it is down here, and it's called Checkbox Grid. In the past, we had checks or multiple choice grid. We could only select one in each column and row. Here, you can select multiple. So let me get rid of this one and go down to show you one I've already created. And it looks like this. What days and time does puppy chew on something should be to eat? Need to edit that. All right. And you can see the rows and the columns. Another one is you can move whole sections. So if we look at this form, you can see I have section 1 right there, what asks your name. I have section 2 about Mr. Hall, and section 3 is about puppy time. If I go to those 3 dots right here, I can move selection or section, and I can move it up and down, and that all the questions with that section will go with. And right now I do want it in this order. You can also grab and drag them. So let's go back in the order it was and save it. And that's really all it is for the new sections of the forms itself. Another new section is if you go to the 3 dots here and go down to preferences, you can set your default. So if you always wanted to collect email addresses, unless you change it, or if you always want to do make questions required and default quiz point value, you can set that here as well. Click and change it here. And those are the ones that I want. And you save them. There is a newer way of presenting this though. And we go up to the cogwheel and go to quizzes. And if this has multiple choice and other objective types questions, we can make this a quiz. I can decide to release the grade immediately or later on manual with email, and what they can see. If I'm going to use this as a formative and a learning activity, I probably want them to see all of this. So I click Save. Now the question is, how do you give them point values? Well, I go to a question and it says, how far behind in his work is Mr. Hall right now? Sink or swim? 1 is heads below water and 6 is Phelps can't keep up. So I click on it and I go down here, instead of editing the question, I go down here to answer key and I answer how many questions, and I can give feedback, but it really can't grade that. That's something that you have to do. Let's go to a multiple choice. Those can be graded. Answer key, you select the right answer. What is Mr. Hall's favorite color? Give it a point value. I'm going to give it a point value of 1.
And go to the next one. What does Mr. Hall like to do? And there are multiple answers with that. So I go down here and I can, I'm just going to pick a few of these and go keep going on. What is the puppy's name? Answer key. What caused him to make here? And the nice thing about it is for those is, oops, sorry, you can add multiple correct answers. So, insanity, crazy, and you can mark all other answers correct. That's one I'm really going to need to. So I'm going to give 2 points for that, and I grade that one. This one, again, go to look at, and you really can't grade that. So that's something you can't do.
I'm going to pause the video now and then show you what it looks like after the results look like. Okay, and now we're going to look at some responses. You can see there are 3, and I have 3 options here. I have a summary of the whole quiz, average is 1 point. You can see that 2 people said 0 on this question, and 3 said 1, and talks about this, their first name. Here's about the question is how far behind. These are their answers. Favorite color. 1 person got it right. A couple of people got those right. And those. 1 person got this right. 2 people got that right. Their answers. And then what time of the day. You can see how those are displayed like that. I can also look at by the question. How people answered. And then some ungraded. So you'd have to go in there and grade them. Or I could do it individual, and this one is Freddie. He's one of 3 people. Score is not released yet. and I can come in here and how far behind. It's wrong. He's wrong. He got that one right. He didn't get this one right. But let's say I thought that he should get some points for that. So I could easily come here and give him a point, and his will be updated. And those are the correct answers. And yep, I could say, oh yeah, that's true. I'm gonna give you 1 point for that. Oh yeah, you did pretty good here, you know. So, and then of course I save my chances, and I can easily go through the second person, the third person. I can print them and stop accepting it and all that. Hope this helps. Sorry, this is a little bit longer video.